Vinyl Vibes, we back.
Here we go.
Chief, what's up, man?
What's good, my
Talk
guy?
to me, my guy. How you feeling, baby?
We back, fresh off of Illmatic,
Yes,
fresh
sir,
off
yes,
of
sir.
2 singles. Yo, we lit, man. I hope y'all
Vinyl
having
Vibes,
fun with us.
baby.
Hey,
Vinyl
Vinyl Vibes
Vibes.
is the move. Welcome back, brother.
We're gonna have some fun, man.
Look good, guy.
I just want to shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that supported the pod,
Word.
man. Gave
Big.
me a lot of good feedback. I don't know what
Absolutely.
you heard, man,
Yes.
but
Got some real good reviews, good feedback. We appreciate it all, good and bad.
for sure. Once again, like, the way this thing came about, it was just kind of organic, like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The concept of it, and it's dope to see it come to fruition, you get
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact.
So
That's a fact.
I'm excited about it, Chief, man. I'm feeling
super
good. I
excited.
studied good all week, man.
I'm geek, man.
How did you live with the album, man? Did you, like, you know what I'm saying, get
Listen.
to really go back through it, listen to it?
Look,
What your week was like,
It's an
Chief?
incredible album. This is gonna be a great show because there's so many layers to this album. So go ahead and introduce the album.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people what we gonna, keep them intrigued about today.
Man, today we got, I would consider a classic, man. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
I mean,
Kanye
it
West.
ain't much we have to really say when it comes to Kanye West. Like, all his albums is incredible.
Yeah.
But this is the big one, you know what I'm saying? And I'm excited, man. You know, just the concept of this thing came together, just us going through classic albums, shit that we deem special and
Yeah.
incredible. So, episode 2, we back, Vinyl Vibes. Let's get it.
Let's get it. This episode of Vinyl Vibes, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, was sponsored by Rogers Cleaning and Maintenance LLC. This is a Charlotte-based company specializing in commercial cleaning, carpet cleaning, floor stripping and waxing, pressure washing, as well as other jobs. You can reach out to them via email, Rogers with a D, cleaning1@gmail.com. Also, if you want to sponsor your business, you can reach out to me, Miss Chief. Catch me at Miss Chief the Great on IG, or my partner Chizzy, RSL_Chiz, CHIZZ. You dig? I want to start out. I want to be more of a moderator on this one.
Okay.
Simply because I'm a fan of art. Period.
Yeah.
But when certain albums drop, maybe it missed me a little bit, so I had to catch up. But
Yeah.
I know from the inception of this album, you was on it.
Yeah.
So I really want to get a deep review, some good feedback from you, and I want you to kind of, kind of lead the way. But I
Yeah.
want to start with something that I feel that was important because even though at the moment it was controversial, we didn't know how to take it, but it was a defining moment, I feel.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about that Taylor Swift VMA incident.
Okay.
So just to put context on it, it was the VMAs Video of the Year.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and the Swiftie was out there, the Bayhive, everybody was hype, and it was a toss-up. Taylor won.
Yeah.
Right? So your man Kanye in Kanye fashion interrupt like
Yeah.
he did and what he does, that's part of Kanye. But we all know it. He said, hey, I don't want to interrupt you, Taylor, but Beyonce got one of the best videos of all time, which was all facts. Didn't lie. That was amazing. But
You know what's funny about
What's
that,
up?
Chief, man?
what's that?
That really shouldn't have came as a surprise to anybody because
Right.
from the year College Dropout came out, he was causing ruckus every
That's a
year
fact.
at the Grammys.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he got quotables from even before then
Yeah.
of him kind of expressing how he feel about his art.
Right.
And that one was him kind of jumping out the window for his peer. And, I mean, let's be honest, bro, he really didn't lie.
He ain't lie at all. He ain't lie at
Yeah,
all.
I mean, he didn't really lie, so
He
it was
didn't
just
lie.
bad timing.
And as you were saying, that is kind of one of his calling cards is to be
Yeah.
brash, is to be
Yeah.
bold. Even stepping out, talking about George Bush at one point was really, really
That's who he
controversial.
is, bro.
And of course, with that situation, there was an attempt to cancel him or blackball him. But what impact did that incident have, not only to his career, but specifically for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy? What did that do to this album in his career in depth a little bit? Give us some insight on it.
Man, to be honest, bro, it's like it's so many different places I can go with that question.
Right.
But the first thing that comes to mind is he was really being scrutinized heavy by the public, by the media, by critics. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I felt like that put him into a space to where he kind of spiraled. For a second there, he kind of spiraled out of control, losing his mom.
In the midst of all of that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like all that put him into like a self-exile, if you want to call that, him leaving the country, him getting that advice from Mos Def to step away from some of this madness and this crazy thing that's called fame.
Right.
And I really think, man, that was just like when he kind of lost his image. You know what I mean? His initial image of
like the good guy
being
wearing
a good
the sweaters.
guy. Exactly.
Yeah.
On Rockefeller with a bunch of drug dealers. And
right.
Kanye was really had a squeaky clean
Correct.
image.
He was the nerd of the bunch.
And he had a couple times, like me and you always talking, you always reference, he had a couple cracks before that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the moment where, like...
Yeah, it was on the big stage.
Yeah.
So, you know, with this album, him kind of doing that at the VMAs, you know, do you think it propelled him to go to places that he never been before just because now he's already stepped out? You know, the old Kanye doesn't exist anymore. Because I think
for sure.
This was more of a, not the artist, but the man becoming as well, going through all of that. So,
for sure.
What do you think it did to the album? Like,
I think with Kanye, he always turns pain into triumph.
Right.
Like, you know, even a song Through the Wire. So I think this was a moment that pushed him to be at his best, Chief.
Right.
His back against the wall. And I think more than anything, it's like that little kid that he going back to just want to be heard again.
Correct.
I know I messed up. This is my apology.
Correct.
The best music that I've made up to this date, to many, and by himself, that's what he called it.
Because he was able to come out with a dope album.
Yeah.
You know, crazy features, crazy rhymes,
Mm-hmm.
music out of control, which we're going to get into a little bit more in depth.
Right.
Do you think that gave him really just the illusion that, hey, anytime I mess up or go against the grain, I'm always going to be able to bounce back no matter what?
Yeah, and you really can't blame him.
Correct.
You can't blame him because people love Kanye West, bro.
Yeah.
He's extremely talented. The scrutiny, the level of scrutiny that was for him around that time
Right.
was really like Michael Jackson level. Like,
Correct.
you would have thought he killed somebody. When you got the president
Yeah.
of the United States calling you a
Speaking out
jackass,
on him, yeah.
and he happens to be the first black president from Chicago.
At that.
From Chicago.
Yeah.
I think that pressure was so crazy. I mean, at that time, as far as like, I had my own family telling me like, this dude is lost his mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I felt like, yo, he's at the pinnacle. Like,
Correct.
do you hear the art though? You know what I'm saying?
But you know, even going back to the genius thing that you mentioned,
yeah.
most geniuses are not appreciated in their time.
Yeah.
You know, even great athletes, but a lot of people that have great inventions, they have great ideas, they're really not celebrated until they're gone.
Yeah.
And then you think about it, you're like, you know what? He was right the whole time.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's one thing I do respect about Kanye.
I think at that point, he still had a lot of supporters.
That's
a
a
lot
fact.
of people that he could do no wrong.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And I think that was because of the work he's already done.
But to be clear, I do think that incident
Yeah.
was very pivotal in his career, in the music industry's career, because
Absolutely.
he made an album that changed everything.
Absolutely.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy pushed us into the 2010s and beyond. And
Right.
many people still to this day, Travis Scott, and so many people pull from that album.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
in
saying?
different ways.
In different ways.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a fact. Great perspective on that.
Mhm.
The next thing I really want to talk about is really more the strategic part of it, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But it's the rollout of that particular project. And just
Okay,
to,
let's go.
again, let's give
You know I
perspective.
love album rollouts. That's
So this
my
is
shit.
album number 5 for Mr. West.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
Run down the first 4 for me just so that the people know. We
Okay. College Dropout.
got College Dropout.
Late Registration. Graduation. 808s and Heartbreaks.
Okay.
And then
So
here we
every
go.
baby was different because you got to think about, you know, the Through the Wire. He's still trying to prove to Dame and them he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Now he has a little buzz. He's going against 50.
Mhm.
You know, he beat out 50 on that one. And then leading up to the 808s, like you said, it was less rapping. But so with this one, when we talk about rollout, be specific. You know, we're talking about how he put the songs together, how we
Yeah.
marketed it, how we introduced it.
Man, Chief, you know, we spoke before we did this thing, and I told you, I'm pretty sure that's why you put that in there, because I told you, like,
Yes.
man, the album rollouts with this guy is monumental, bro. I mean, for every genre, not even just
Right.
hip-hop.
Right.
So if we gonna compare him to his own self, it's very hard. I got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy as his #1 album. It's even hard for me to say that this is the best rollout, bro.
Right.
Because, dude, he even had rollouts after that's just as great.
Correct.
But nonetheless, it was an amazing rollout, bro.
Absolutely.
It was amazing and game changing, and he pioneered a lot of things going into the blog era, and just
Right.
a new way of looking at things, bro. From the Good Fridays to the concerts, them was some of the best Fridays in music history,
Wow.
bro. Just leading up to that thing, like I said.
The anticipation.
I mean, come on, Chief. You just think about the first 3 albums. Then
Right.
we go to 808s and Heartbreaks, which is a game changer on its own
Yes.
and a classic in its own right.
We talked about the Good Fridays. That was pre-release.
Yeah.
That was, hey, I'm working on an album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a couple appetizers before you get the entree.
Mm-hmm.
Now he give you a whole buffet of music,
Yeah.
and so now it's like, what we gonna focus
Well,
on?
we
What's
gotta
the next
start.
single?
We gotta start with the first single, Power.
Yes,
And I feel like, man, Chief, I see that thing in movies all the time,
correct.
and I just be laughing, just thinking back to like my first time hearing that,
Right,
and just knowing that it's about to be a ride.
right.
As your first single, you come out the gate swinging like that, Chief.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mike Dean. That thing still sounds out of
absolutely.
here. So the first single was incredible. The second single, Runaway, monumental. You know, the VMAs performance,
Yes.
the Coachella performance.
Absolutely,
That's like a world of its own. Literally, he created a short film called Runaway.
that's a fact.
And man, bro.
Big record. One of the things that I had to go back and check is these big performances, concerts, the big shows. What did that do for the culture? What did that impact? Like, how did that change the game? What's just your overall opinion of those big shows and how they were presented and how they were executed?
They mean so much for an artist, because it's like, it's your commercial.
Right.
It's your time to actually sell the album. I don't care how good the product is, Chief, without the proper marketing,
Right.
it doesn't really mean much. You know, it's so many talented people, but it's the people who put the extra thought into the presentation and how you're going to bring awareness to the project
Right.
is what makes the project special. You know what I
Correct.
mean? It all starts with the music, of course. It's got to be great, but the rollout, like, you know, you can raise the awareness
Right.
with putting thought into your art and how you want to present it to the world.
Right.
People appreciate that, man.
Definitely.
No matter, you know what I mean, what you might hear, people appreciate that, and they can feel that. They know when an artist loves what they're doing.
Absolutely.
It translates, you know. So, yeah, man.
So with his concerts, what I saw personally is passion,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever you do a show from start to finish and it's like a movie, I mean, it's well orchestrated. You got different moving pieces.
Yeah.
And again, hip hop has a different type of history than other artists and other genres.
Mhm.
We may have seen some other things in other genres, but hip hop traditionally is stand flat footed,
Yeah.
t-shirt, jeans, you know, Air Force Ones, Timbs,
Mhm.
whatever. But for the most part, it's the crowd participation, spitting your rhymes, whatever.
Right.
This guy's on stage in the dark. He got the big lights. He got pyrotechnics going on.
Yeah.
You got different people swinging from different places, but it's all meaningful. It's
Mhm.
like no random stuff that's, oh, you got this.
Right.
No, it's meaningful to the music.
Right, right.
And goes back to the meaning, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So
Mhm.
just getting more in depth. Tell me a little bit about some of these shows. Like, let's start with Vivo, since you mentioned.
Okay.
Tell me about this show, and
Yeah.
let's get a
It's
crowd.
crazy that you said that, because the lighting and all that is that's what it was. That's
Right.
what I seen. Like, oh, you can do this.
Yeah,
Like, you can take it to this level. Like, that's like Madonna, Prince, Michael Jackson level,
correct.
and even further.
Right.
Like, you know how like Michael studied the entire entertainment
Absolutely.
industry.
It's
You
evident.
can tell that Kanye studied theater. You can
Right.
tell that he's into all that stuff.
So he didn't just study rappers.
Nah, for
he
sure.
was a music
Nah, yeah.
a music fan.
And an entertainment fan.
Absolutely.
I believe he was big into like action movies and all that stuff comes through.
Absolutely.
It's all like a it's like a movie.
Right.
Everything is a movie
It
with
was.
bro.
It definitely was.
For sure. So that Vivo thing, it was the lighting. It was the fact that you couldn't actually see his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just incredible, man. You know, and the aura, Chief. I always tell you
Right.
that time period, bro. Aura was on 1,000.
It was on
bro.
a different level.
Just on a like looking at Michael
That's
Jordan.
that confidence.
Yeah, it was
though,
like
man.